Un-Exhibitionist God. The devil took to the Holy Spirit and had him stand on the highest point of the temple. If you are the Son of God, he said, throw yourself down. For it is written, he will command his angel concerning you, and they lift you up in their hands, so that your foot will not strike your foot against a stone. Jesus answered and said, it is also written, do not put your law to the test. Jesus Christ was not an exhibitionist God. He revealed that was necessary. He did nothing to attract the attention of anyone. He accomplished a multitude of miracles at the right time and at the right place. He did not exhibit himself in order to seduce followers. He was not an extravagant human being. He never did anything in vain. All he did in the course of his ministry on earth was in the name of his Father. He knew he did something just to attract attention of the followers that could be an opportunity for Satan to criticize him, to blame him. Jesus Christ was not a hypocrite. He did not pray to show his followers that he was an expert in prayer. He condemned those who make an ostentatious display of praying. Matthew 6, verse 5 and 6 said, and when you pray, do not be like a hypocrite, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the street corners to be seen by men. I tell you the truth, they have received the reward in full. But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father, who is unseen. Then your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward. Exhibiting will be condemned by Jesus Christ. God is mighty. He can protect and give power to those who believe in him. I do not ignore what the Bible said in Mark 16 verse 16 and 18. Whoever believes and is baptized will be saved, but whoever does not believe will be condemned. And this sign will accompany those who believe. In my name they will drive out demons. They will speak in the new tongues. They will speak up snakes with their hands. And when they drunk deadly poison, they will get well. Belief is not a simple word. A pastor has to know his relationship with God before he can throw himself in the den of lions. Pretending to be a Daniel is irrational. Pastors, believers, you have to know yourselves. The power of Jesus Christ provided to his children is an emergency power, which his children can use when it is necessary, as needed. God does not let Satan to test his children. However, his children have to avoid teasing the devil. Exhibiting with a snake during a church service is teasing Satan. A pastor is supposed to know better than that. I am not there to judge if he was a false prophet or not. But I was really devastated when I heard the pastor lost his life for a snake bite. God does not provide power to anyone to show off. God is there to protect someone when he reveals that's necessary. Pastors, believers, unbelievers have to avoid testing by Satan. If Jesus Christ prevented it, why not a pastor? 1 Corinthians 10 verse 13 said, no temptation has overtaken you that is not common to man. God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond your ability. But with the temptation, he will also provide a way of escapes, that you may be able to endure it. God can protect you from temptation if you abide by his word. John 15 verse 7 said, if you abide in me, and my words abide in you, ask whatever you wish, and will be done for you. God give you power to dominate Satan, but you have to follow his precept. Jesus Christ refused to take order from Satan. Complying with Satan's order could decrease the power of Jesus Christ. He could not comply with temptation of the Satan. Matthew 4 verse 8 and 10 said, again, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdom of the world in their splendor. All this is I will give you. He said, if you will bow down and worship me. Jesus said to him, Away from me, Satan, for it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve him only. Jesus had enough power to do what Satan ordered him without risk or danger. But Jesus refused to be tested by an inferior being, which is Satan. If Jesus was an exhibitionist, he could throw himself down from the mountain to show Satan his power. But Jesus knew his power. He knows his superiority over Satan. Therefore, he acted contrary. He acted according to his wisdom. Evil is not an illusion. It is real. Satan has power, which is neither believer nor unbeliever in God can ignore. If a believer give a little occasion to Satan, he will not fail to take that opportunity. Those who believe in God have to be prudent. It is imprudent to set Satan on edge. In another term, do not annoy Satan. He is willing to use any dirty trick to get what he wants. Presenting an exhibition with a lion, a tiger, is not recommendable. If you are really sure that you are not a Daniel, don't do that. God does not give power to anyone to exhibit himself. Satan is looking for opportunity. 1 Peter 5 verse 8 said, be sober minded, be watchful. Your adversary the devil prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. If Satan could deceive Eve, he could also attempt to destroy any believer in God. 2 Corinthians 11 verse 3 said, but I am afraid that I the serpent deceived Eve by his cunning. Your thought will be led astray from a sincere and pure devotion to Christ. Believers, if you have a doubt about your relationship with God, it is advisable to do not play Daniel. It is necessary to do miracle in advance to advance the glory of God. Jesus Christ has been accomplished a lot of miracles during his ministry on earth in order to glorify the name of his fathers. Jesus Christ did not effectuate miracles to exhibit himself, but he did them because those miracles was important to manifest the glory of his Father. The feeding of 5,000 people was a necessity. Jesus Christ used his power in the name of his Father to feed 1,000 men, plus women and children, with a boat's launch of 5 loaves. Matthew 14 verse 19 said, Jesus Christ multiplied 5 loaves and 2 fish to feed over 5,000 people. It was not an exhibition, but it was a necessity. Miracle can also be used to teach the believers and unbelievers. Matthew 4 verse 33 explained, Jesus went throughout Galilee, teaching in the synagogues, preaching the good news of the kingdom, and healing every disease and sickness of the people. It was not an exhibition. It was a necessity. Jesus Christ applied his authority with great skill. He never did vain things. All he did them for the glory of his Father. Pastors, believers, and unbelievers, do not bet on your faith if you are not certain that you believe in Jesus Christ. Visiting the church every Sunday or Saturday does not mean you believe in Jesus Christ. Reading the Bible every day is not really a proof that you believe in Jesus Christ. You can test your faith if you are honest to yourself. You know your relationship with God. If you are a conscious being, bluffing yourself is a risk. You put yourself in danger for nothing. If you really care about having faith and believe in Jesus Christ, you can reach there. But you have to know that there is a God. Romans 8 verse 5 said, those who believe according to the sinful nature have the mind set on what that nature desires. But those who believe in accordance with the Spirit have the mind set on what the Spirit desires. You have to trust to God. Do not use his name in vain by exhibiting yourself. Do not live for this world. You have to live for him. Romans 12 verse 2 said, do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of the mind. Then you will be able to test and prove what God will and his good, pleasing is will perfect. Showing off is unbiblical. Performing in the name of God with a snake is not Christianity. I discourage this practice. Exhibiting yourself to demonstrate the power of God is condemned by our Father who is in heaven. Miracle can be effectuated when it's revealed necessary. Let us glorify God's name. To God be the glory. Thank you.